Hi everybody, it's Janie with the League-Kempner House in Galveston. I'm going to start this with the Cliff Notes version of something you have seen so many times. It rained hard in Galveston. I came down to check the house and we have water in the basement in a brand new place that we have never had it before. So we have a new water mystery. Can't deal with it right now. Let's just move on. All right, we're having a busy day of miscellaneous stuff again. Y'all know Pat, our volunteer. She is busy planning a program for
the educators and professors in the area to help engage our high school students and college students with the house and find out the opportunities there are to help further their interests.
So she's planning a party and contacting schools and looking for donations. She's done this before. And Heather is here in our new workspace, scraping what seems to be random windows, but not really. That's the one I took all apart in the chauffeur's quarters and decided not to do halfway, that if we're gonna be in for a penny, in for a pound. So Heather's working on scraping that in our sets of windows back over there that go under the parlor. That's what she scraped off. But our little space is working out good.
Yeah, we got a lot of nice bright light here in order to see, you know, what we're doing. Get it all off out of the little grooves. Little by little, it comes out.
Like she said, if we do all the windows, it'll be...
I think it'll take us like 5 years to work on all of them.
Or a decade. And we have a lot of big windows.
A lot of windows
left to go.
Oh man.
So yeah, look here. And like, you know, you see something, you can't help but go scrape it. Oh, that's not good.
What was it?
Look at my paint scraping.
Oh gosh. Oh no. That's like totally rotted. Termite. That looks like termites?
Oh yeah.
Little tubes.
Oh yeah. That's termites.
Inactive, I'm hoping.
If I see a live one, I might start crying. Oh well. Okay.
Wow. That's like the whole
This is what happens. You shouldn't start stuff like this.
Well, we're sweeping around here, so we're going to sweep that up too. That's the room over here.
Oh house.
Poor house.
Poor house.
You've been so neglected. We're trying to give
Oh house. Yep.
Are they active?
Nope.
Thank God.
Okay. I don't have to cry today.
Do what?
I don't have to cry today. I'll save my crying for another day.
Here, use this wider one.
Well, no, I'm just gonna go do something else.
Look at that.
But we are collecting things to make some exhibits around the house.
Oh, look at
So
that.
I may save that and
It's a serious,
attach it
serious tube.
to the wall. So don't throw that away. My sister Jo and I were driving in today, and I was explaining to her our new water problem in the basement. And I was very frustrated and couldn't imagine what happened. But driving down, talking to Jo, I had a brain cell fire off and had an epiphany about what happened. So we made a change that caused the problem. So what happened was, a few videos ago, you saw Ricardo and his crew come take down the old messed up door that was barricaded in here and put in a new door. And when they did this work originally on the brick, we put a new lintel in and went up as high as we could go to get a door. But there's a big step down inside, and to get this frame to fit properly, we had to take off a row of bricks here. So it lowered this entry by about 2.5 inches. Well, that was just enough that when it rains and all this water comes down in this U-shaped area, there's a million videos about that out there on our channel. The water rises in here because it can't escape fast enough, and it lowered this enough that the water rose above it and went in under this threshold. So we fixed the problem of needing a regulation door as an exit, and we created a new problem of more water in the basement. Now, fortunately, on May 15th, just a couple of weeks from when I'm filming this, probably a month after you've seen this, they're coming to put a new roof on the house, on about half the house, and they'll be putting a guttering system that comes across and down this side that should catch all the water that comes in here. It'll come in a downspout. We'll take it underground and move it out to our retention pond. So hopefully that will solve the problem of the quickly rising water that gets trapped in here when all this water coming off the roof feeds into this U-shaped area. It's just one of those things that's always something I'm just glad I figured out. I thought it might have been this little pipe over here that I'm not sure what it went to, but that does feed inside the house, but it seemed dry over there, so I don't think that was it. I do need to come fill that up, but I'm pretty sure that this is the problem. So we'll keep working on this area, but it's just, you know, fix one thing, break something else. But let's get to work and see what's going on in the house today. All right, we're already started. I want to introduce a new volunteer. This is Aaron.
Hello.
And he's a great supporter of the house. He's like the donation fairy. Whenever we need it, money just mysteriously shows up from him. But today he's down here physically working, and he's going to help me drag this outside and get it scrubbed up. And we're going to use it to block off the third floor. So I'll show you that in just a second. Okay, Aaron's going to scrub down the door, but I noticed we've got a doorknob problem there.
Yeah, a little rusted around.
These doors have come in handy. This is another one of those really short doors that they just cut the bottom off when they filled in the basement. And we may use them, but we'll have to fix them eventually and add a piece on the bottom. But for now, they've come in handy for just these kinds of temporary projects that we're doing.
Clean up, not too bad.
Yeah, when they're wet, they're pretty.
Yeah, a little dirty.
Yeah, a little dirty.
A little dirty.
Okay, I'm going to go see if I can find our brush.
Yeah.
You can
That's
use
like a
that
dirty
for now.
bath.
Oh, that's all right. Okay, I found something a little better. Some Dawn and a scrubby.
Pretty dirty. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be perfect, just not as disgusting. We have very low standards.
Oh.
This was
Yeah, that's upper ones.
probably in the basement during Ike and flooded, and my guess is never really cleaned. I'm going to leave you to the scrubbing, and I'm going to go look for some scrap 2x4 to use up there.
Oh, it's one came with the bucket.
Cleaning everywhere. It's a never-ending process. Yeah, I was collecting all my tools, trying to not go up those stairs too much, and I was looking for my magnet so that I could find the stud, and it likes my screws. It's don't pick up a car with that, but anyway. All right, I think I have all my stuff. I'm going up. Whew. Okay, we've got some what I call chainy logic going on. I decided to try to put the door here because if I do it at the top, I have to climb another flight and a half of stairs every time I need something. So this is where I'm going to put it. Executive decision making. And I went downstairs and got a few things I need. The first thing I have to do is find a stud in this wall, because what I'm going to do is screw a 2x4 into it to hinge the door like it did those bathroom doors, just temporary. And we've already drilled holes all over the place. The plaster's cracked and needs to be repaired. And this is a safety and security issue, so just needs to be done. But I've got that little magnet stud finder. Oh. This is one of those 1-hour quickie projects that turned into an all-day thing. Let me tell you what's going on. Heather had painted us this great sign that we have at the top of the servant staircase that says "Do not enter," because the 3rd floor is not safe for people to wander around on their own. So when we give a tour, if we're available, we'll guide people up there, but we don't let them just wander like they do on the 1st and 2nd floors. Unfortunately, there are 1 or 2 bad apples in every bunch, and people will think the sign doesn't apply to them, and they'll go around and get up on this floor, and it's just not safe. So we need to permanently block this floor off and keep that from happening. So I came up with the idea to hang one of those little short doors that we have in the basement and just attach it to some 2x4s on the wall. It seemed like a simple process, and it just turned into a nightmare. And I was so glad I made the decision to move it down here on the 2nd floor instead of putting it up on the 3rd floor, because I ended up making like 15 trips up and down because I was missing things and I didn't have all the tools that I need. I didn't have a long enough drill bit. I didn't have long enough screws. It was just a nightmare. So a lot of this will be in fast motion because it's just me getting frustrated and trying to do what, as I said, seemed like a very simple project in the beginning. And that was not the smartest thing I've done, because I put it right where it found the nail. So I hit a nail. So let me go under that a little bit. So one of my complications is that this plaster is almost an inch thick. Behind that is lath before I get to a stud, and I have to get all the way through a 2x4, through that plaster, through the lath, and into a stud. And the longest screw I have is 4 inches. I don't have the strength to get through all of that with just a screw, so I have to pre-drill everything to give myself kind of a running start. And first I have to find the stud and get it in the right place. It turned out to be so complicated. Okay, this is interesting. So this is the basement door to the elevator, because that is the safety mechanism for the elevator. So we can leave that. I'm worried about that doorknob hurting somebody. So if we can get this off. Whoops. If we can get these hinges off, and we'll have to get a hammer and knock in these pins or whatever to tighten that up. If we can't get these off, we can work around it.
Yeah,
but I'd like to try.
Yeah, since they're rusty.
To get it off. That's a pretty good size slot. Let me show you where this stuff is. Yeah, so Aaron's going to work on getting the hardware off. We were just talking, if we can't get that bad doorknob off, we'll just wrap some duct tape around it. It's not going to function, but these are in the way, these pins. And this is that same construction that the windows have. They're made to be removable, so it wasn't glued. It was just, everything was done in by pressure and force. I do have a rubber mallet. We can knock this whole thing down and see if we can tighten up that a little bit. It should be in that same bucket of tools I showed you in there. Okay. Oh, no, you know what? I may have taken the rubber mallet upstairs where we were working on the window.
Well, this one, half the hinge is missing already, so.
So, yeah. All right. Okay, trip number 5. This is going to be a breathless video. Okay, where was I? I am going to pre-drill some holes here. At the risk of sounding whiny and sorry for myself, one of the problems I have is that I only have one drill. My husband always works with 2 or 3 at a time, and I prefer that because I need different tips on the drill. I need a star driver, I need a Phillips head driver, and I need a drill bit. So I'm constantly switching back and forth from one to the other because I only have one drill. My other problem is I'm a little short. I probably should have had a ladder because I just can't get the leverage to get enough force behind me. Fortunately, I'm in a hallway, so I can brace against the other wall and get a little more leverage to get these things in. And I'm not sure that's enough in the wood. I'm going to go dig through my screws, see if I can find a 4-inch star tip and take one of these out and see if I can get that all the way in. Okay, I found 2 that came out of something else. Let's see if I have any better luck. Yes, okay. Take those others out. Having the right tools for the job is important, and I did not. The longest screws I have were the 4-inch Phillips head, and the Phillips head just didn't give me the gripping power I needed to get the force to drive it in. I found a couple of star tip screws that were taken out of a window somewhere, and that star tip gave me more force. So what I ended up doing was using the star tip to basically make a pilot hole to get it drilled in and tight, and then back it out and replace it then with the Phillips head screw that I had. So it basically meant that I had to double the work on every hole, and of course I had to change out my driver tip from the Phillips to the star tip every time I did that. But it worked. I don't know if y'all can see that, but it really snugged it up to the wall much tighter. And I have to go buy 2 or 3 screws. I hate to do that. Let's see if this will go in. All right. That's not working. All right, yay, success. Okay, now I'm guessing that I can just put the bottom one on just by pre-drilling. Wait, that's the top. There's the shorter bottom one. Nope. Okay, I put the short one on top. Okay, whatever. I'll just go. I'll just go downstairs one more time and shave an inch off these. Okay, tired brain. And I'll go get 2 more boards cut and Aaron should be done with the door. We'll bring that up and move along. And I don't even remember now if I said why I'm doing this. Okay, I'm dizzy. I stood up too fast. I think I need to go get a drink of water. We're doing this because tomorrow is the 50th anniversary of the Galveston Historical Foundation's home tour, which we have been on before as a work in progress. And we're not a part of that this year, but we're offering discounted tickets to visitors who come support GHF and all the great work they do. A discounted ticket to this house because we got a lot of requests, people that were coming in for that weekend and wanted to see the house, but we don't have enough volunteers. Normally, if we have a big crowd, we station somebody here to make sure nobody goes upstairs. It's not safe. So I've been thinking about doing this for a long time, that we need a permanent way to shut this off to stop anybody from going up. So now is the time to do it before we have too many visitors here at once. So Aaron has been diligently working on the door, and this knob is just not coming off the set screw. So, and this knob is really bad. We can't use it. So we're gonna take my itsy witsy sawzall and try to cut through that.
Screw off?
No, because it's still in there.
Yeah. Cut the whole knob?
Actually, you know, that's out.
I mean,
Okay,
there's
that's
no
out
slot.
enough. It should not be engaged. So it's not, the set screw is not the problem
Yeah.
at this point.
I think the whole thing is just rusted.
I think the whole thing is rusted, yeah. So if we cut it off, just the whole knob out here, we should be able to take a
hammer
and knock it out.
Yep.
Or we can take a, yeah, let's try that. Yeah.
Go ahead. Let's see.
Can you get in there? Is it too short? Is it too tiny?
Just trying to get the right angle. I'll do it like that, it might work.
All right. Aaron's got the door. I decided to put it at the second floor area. Oh, sorry, short. I gotta go the other way. Fortunately, Aaron was here to help me today. As long as it took me to get these 2x4s up to prepare for this door, Aaron was downstairs that whole time getting the hardware off this door. Old hardware sometimes can be extremely difficult to come off, and had he not been here helping me, I never would have gotten this project finished today. I mean, in fact, that's something else. We were talking safety. We need to get some stripes and a sign that says duck. We've had a lot of tall guys come and have problems with that.
We're about to turn around. That's the other side anyway.
Yeah, so just butt it up against here, flat. Okay, hold that. And then if we put one in here, we're pretty darn close enough to get a, oh, I'm not showing it, close enough to get a latch on it. So I need to go find our hinges to hinge here. And I think hopefully they're on this floor. Aaron got the door all cleaned up, and it's going to work out pretty well. We're going to do our cheat hinge and just put it flat here, and we can even scoot it out a tiny bit and leave a little gap there to snug up.
We'll put something underneath it too.
We'll put a 2x4 over here just to have something to latch to it. So yeah, we'll hang it up off the wall. Hang hang it up off the floor 4 or 5
Yeah.
inches and
Okay.
double checking the swing. That'll swing out and clear here. So I think that's going to work. I found one new hinge and we save everything. I have a matching old grungy hinge,
We'll put that on
but
the
it
bottom.
works. We'll put a little WD-40 on it. So I need to go find shorter screws. Maybe a couple short 2x4s to set underneath to raise it up, and then you can steady it. So we need, let's see, 1, 2,
That's 16.
3, 6, 12.
Well, how many are
Doing math in my head, I'll put 3 in,
Oh,
3 in
three
each one.
Yeah, it'd be 12 if you're doing 3.
And okay, I'm back. I did not find my washers, but I found a baggie with a more modern hinge that has smaller holes, but also in it are some real hinge screws. So maybe, nope, they're still not big enough. But that's okay. We'll use this as one, and I'll still have to go number 11 go find the washers. But we're getting closer. We are getting closer. All right, and we're on the right side, in the right direction. This is where we want to be. I already made a hole there, so. Well, that was not in the right place. Ta-da. All right, you say it too. That is our that's our catchphrase, mine and Joe. Yes?
You can go either way.
Look at that.
We'll do 3. Okay, and so now I'll go look for washers. Yes, ma'am?
Can you come off the front for a minute so I can do a basement?
Sure, Erin will. Okay, our camera wasn't on. So we had to put the door up, then take the door down because we did not have the exact clearance we needed for that. We were very, very close, which is good. So I'm going to pre-drill. This door was just such a hot mess. If it could go wrong, it went wrong. Our screws that we had to put the hinges up, the head was not big enough for the hole in the hinge. We thought we had clearance. We double checked everything. We put it up. We did not have clearance. We had to take it down. We had to put it back up. It was just a nightmare. And thank goodness Erin was here, because at this stage it was so helpful to have a second pair of hands to hold everything. And on top of all that, we were giving tours of the house downstairs, and we kept having to stop and go down and help Joe with things down there. This was a 1-hour project for one person that turned into a 5-hour project for 2 people. It's just crazy how that happens sometimes, but you have to persevere. Yeah, and it is
Finished.
complete.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! He knows the catchphrase, and it even has a lock. So
Keep out.
no more sneaky people ignoring our sign. All right, it took all day. Oh well, it's done. The home tour weekend was great, and we were able to meet some of our online fans in person. This is Pat, one of our fans, and she showed up wearing her t-shirt.
Always.
Okay, and I love, you do what I do. You cut the neck out.
I have to.
I always cut them out. I can't stand things touching
Exactly.
me.
So I'm excited. I am
All right,
so
and
happy
she
to be
brought
here.
us a little gift.
Let's see if we can. Do we have a key?
I can get it. All right. She teased me with a message saying she was bringing
I
a gift.
did.
Oh,
It's a tiny thing. Okay.
no, actually, okay. I was driving down the freeway, and there was some orange cones that had fallen off somebody's truck, and I'm like, would my husband divorce me if I pulled over and got on the freeway and got those cones. So
Exactly.
I didn't do it. But
What inspired me was
That's
the
awesome.
day you were nailing the elevator shut and putting caution or police tape around it because some people were coming and you were so worried that they were going to fall to the bottom.
yesterday I built a door that you'll see to keep people. These are perfect.
Good. I figure you can never hear too many of those when you're doing restoration.
That was a
Good.
very thoughtful gift.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad.
The home tour weekend turned out great for us. We gave more tours over 3 days than we normally do in a month, so it was a huge revenue boost for us, and it forced me to get a small but very important project out of the way, and that's securing that third floor permanently. We pick up next week with some bigger projects, so be sure and subscribe and turn on your notifications. We are the League-Kempner House here in Galveston, and we appreciate your support here on YouTube. We hope to see you next week.